Hello and welcome back to another quick coding session with Mr. Jacob. Today we further want to work on our RetroPulse project. In the past we've created this very simple Tauri application which uses libopenmpt to open and play a mod file. I can quickly load here a mod file, I can click this one and you should hear it playing in the background. I can pause it and I can play it again. And it's all working quite well until now. We have implemented a thread wrapper around our player so that it is in its own thread, not blocking any of the UI here, and working quite nicely. Today, I want to go ahead and implement a little bit more UI shenanigans here so that this all overall looks a little bit better and more in the direction of the finished product, you could say, so that we have something to actually attach to that in the future, because the last time we created a communication channel from this UI to the Tauri Rust backend sort of things, and but we need some way of communicating data back, like for example the playing position, the duration of the song currently playing, the state of the player, and stuff like that. And in order to be able to better attach that later on to the UI itself or to the front end here, I want to quickly create this front end with you, and I want to use certain techniques for that. We are actually using Next.js here for our front end, and as I've said, the last step will be to create some sort of menu bar app here that then only is an icon that we can click, and then our mini player is going to come to the front, and then we can work with it, and then we can hide it again, and it will play in the background. But for now, let's create a little UI here using Next.js and using, and let me show you, Shadcn as our component library. Shadcn is the currently go-to Tailwind Next.js component library for web applications. A lot of people use that, and it's quite easy to use, and it has a lot of different components. You can see here, this is a fully blown component window showing all of the different components here in applications, like you can build something like this and like this and like this, and these are all Shadcn components. And you have a very large component tree here. It's further developed by Vercel, which is who are the creator of Next.js as well, so it should be reasonably future-proof. And yeah, I guess we will use this one. So let's quickly go into the installation guide here. We can click OK. We want to use this for Next.js, and we can simply select the default init here, copy that, and initialize our or install this into our application like this. So I'm just putting that there and initializing everything with the defaults. Now, before we can actually use this, we have to do one slightly fix, because that I have, or I'm remembering from the past, is that when we do this, the system will actually configure a lot of different CSS variables here, where we could, for example, then later on change the theme that we are using, change the colors and so on, and we will implement the light and the dark mode for our application later on as well. We can configure that there as well. And in the end here, this is where all the information is applied, like, for example, the background and the text foreground on the body. But from our initialization, we had already this configuration here, as well as this configuration here for our body. And if we leave this in there, we will have actually some sort of conflict there, and things won't look as they should. So I guess we will simply remove this information here, and we remove this information here, as this will actually then work out, because it's now taken over by this call here, which essentially generates the corresponding CSS for us. Okay, now we should actually be able to use Shadcn components, which we will do shortly. But first, I want to introduce another component or another dependency to our project, which is Lucide. Lucide is sponsored or developed by Vercel as well, and it's simply a really big icon library under a very permissive license, which we could even use commercially. And it's very easy to integrate with all the different frameworks, specifically React. It makes it very easy to integrate, but as you can see, we can React it with more or less anything. But in React, we only that have an JSX component, which we can use to simply render a certain icon, and we will find nearly everything here. And I guess we will need something like a play icon. There is one. We will need something like a pause icon. There is one as well. We will need something like, what is it? A skip something? Yeah. Skip forward, skip back. We will need something like stop, which we don't have. Do we have a square? We should have a simple square. Yeah. We need something like an eject icon. Okay, there is no eject. Maybe we could use something like a simple triangle. Yeah, we will see. But I guess we will find what we need in here for now. So I guess we should simply install this quickly as well. There is a package that we can simply install via npm, which is Lucide React here. It's the React implementation, so that we can use it with all the different JSX components. So now we have our dependencies here. So let's start. Where is my IDE? Let's start building up our user interface. I've got currently this one here. That's the last one that we had there. So let's maybe open this up, like npm run Tauri dev, because if I remember correctly, this one worked quite well by using all the needed information and stuff here to reload this thing whenever needed. So yeah, that is our current UI here. So let me just move this one to our editor screen. Okay, so now we should actually be able to modify this page and at the same time kind of being able to see what is happening. So first of all, let's maybe just change this to an empty main for now, just to see that we can actually work with that. We will just comment this out for later reference. Okay, now this thing here is empty. So I guess I will design the light mode first. And I guess, yeah, so let's maybe create our base layout border here. We will later on correctly configure this output window here to be transparent and stuff like that. I hope this is possible so that it has a nice shadow and so on. But for now, let's just go ahead and I guess format this correctly. So let's see, what do we want here? We want something that has a max width of, I don't know, maybe 400 pixels for now. So what I'm currently typing here is Tailwind. So if you are not familiar with Tailwind essentially is kind of a wrapper around CSS styles. It auto-generating styles that you are using. It has a lot of predefined styles to quickly type out, which you can use by just selecting a certain CSS class and the corresponding CSS style will be attached. Most of the time, the classes you have just define certain CSS properties, but in a neater way. There are predefined sizes for more or less everything, but you can do something like this kind of strange syntax here, which allows you to define a specific value. If you haven't used Tailwind until now, check it out. It's really a nice thing to quickly style such kind of UIs or something like that. Especially in combination with Shadcn, which we will see in a second when I'm using Shadcn components. So. But first of all, we want our main here. Our main, which will be our main container, it should have something like a 400 pixels width. We want it to be full width within those 400 pixels max width. We want maybe something like, yeah, let's give it something that we can actually see it. So let's maybe give it a shadow, which should be large. We should maybe put something in here so that we can actually see our component now, as you can hear now. So we should maybe give it some sort of padding. So to make it a little bit more nicer, we should round its edges. So let's quickly round the edges here. And yeah, maybe for now, let's give it in the X margin of auto, so it should be centered. Yeah, so that's actually some sort of container we can work with now. I guess the MX Auto we will remove in the future again, because we will only have this window and nothing more. And maybe we will adapt the width here, and yeah, let's see. But this actually should work as a container now. So what do we want now in this container? I guess first of all we need something like our play button, our buttons there. So let's think about our buttons. Let's maybe create a container for them. So something like, yeah, how would we actually do that? We would have a flex container, I guess. I guess we would do something like justify, yeah, centers. So let's center all those things horizontally. Let's do something like items centers. So center them, come on, vertically as well. And yeah, we need to close this div, otherwise it will never stop complaining. And I guess we will want some sort of spacing there, but let's see in a second how we want to space our buttons out. We will experiment with that. So for now, we are just having a container which will put vertical, horizontally items, and it will simply center them. So if I put something in here, it should actually, there you can see it center within this container here. And if I put in multiple things like foo and span bar, yeah, it centers them, but it has absolutely no space between them. So you can see that here. Okay, so now we will use our first Shadcn component because I want buttons in here. So let's go back to our Shadcn page. Where is it? So let's go ahead and search for button. Button, no, not button, but button. There we are, button. So that's actually kind of nice. We have now the code here to install this. Wait, what? I want just give me that. And now let's go here and, oh, we are just running this. So maybe we can just open up a new tab here in my shell. I copy in this code, I press enter, and it will install a button component for us. And the nice thing about Shadcn now is that it actually has created this components folder here for us. And there is a UI, and there is now a button TSX. So it will always only install and include exactly the components that we need, and not everything that is there to be installed. So actually, this is kind of copied in there from the repository. So as you can see, this is all 75 lines of 57 lines of code to create our button in different variations and stuff like that. We have, for example, something like a destructive variant, an outline, a secondary ghost link, and so on. We can even easily add our own here if we need to. And then there is this simple button wrapper. So a button isn't that kind of a very complex component, but more or less all of the Shadcn components look the same way. So they always look something like they have all this kind of variants. They have different sizes here. Yeah, and this is actually quite nice. Oh, I didn't even know that there is an icon size. Yeah, maybe we can even use that. I guess that's the proper sizing for if you use it with an icon, but what would be size the icon then? Yeah, we will see, I guess. Okay, so if it's not working out, we can change this one or add another one that fits our needs. That's really nice with Shadcn, that you have full control over your components there, and it's not just some install dependency that you can only use but not change. So what I want to do now is I want a button component here. So let's import that one from, as you can see here, components UI button. So we have Shadcn there. And now I want a variant there, or maybe, yeah. Let's give it a variant, and let's give it, I have a slight idea in mind how I want this interface to look, but I actually have no real idea if this looks good. So we may need to tweak and fiddle around with a lot of different things there to actually see how this works out. So let's see. Let's give it a variant of outline and our newly learned size icon there. So now we actually should have a button there. And yeah, that actually looks nearly perfect for our buttons. So now we have a button component with hover styles and stuff like that. So now what I want to do is I want to do to put a Lucide icon in there, and I've already forgotten again what this one was. We found it there, didn't we? Something like skip. I searched for skip. Yes, skip back. So I guess what we want are the buttons skip back, we want to play, we want to pause, we want to stop, and we want to skip forward. And most likely we want them in this order. Is there usually a play, pause, stop, or is it play, stop, pause? No, usually on a player there is the pause button is right next to the play button. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Or we could actually only have 4 buttons and change the play button to a pause button once it is actually playing. Yeah, we might want to play with that, but for now let's just create those 5 buttons. Yeah, 5 buttons. So was it skip back? I guess it was skip back. The neat thing about Lucide is that actually this Lucide React has all its icons just as JSX components. So we can simply now import this skip back here from Lucide React by simply using this component here. And now I can simply attach a Tailwind class to for example, size it. So let's maybe do something like width 5, height 5. And let's see how this actually turns out and looks. That's actually kind of nice. We may want to make the whole thing a little bit bigger in the end. But yeah, for now, let's copy this button and let's just paste it 4 more times, and as you can see, there is button next to button next to button next to button. I told you about that we need to experiment with the spacing here a little. But for now, let's just fix up those buttons. So let me now just guess the buttons. There seems to be a play. Yeah, nice. Then we had, is there a pause? Import. Yeah, there is a pause. Nice. So the next one was stop. No, there was no stop, was there? I said I would use the square, wasn't it? So that actually looks like a stop button. And then we need skip forward. No, I don't want to move anything anywhere. I just wanted to import it. Okay, so we have our player control buttons. That's already looking a lot nicer than what we had before. Okay, so now let's see if we can't make this look even nicer by giving this a space like space X, like, I don't know, 4. Is this too much? That's a little bit too much spacing. 3, 2. That's actually looking quite nice. What do you think? I think this is actually a nice spacing there. Okay, so we have our player controls. So let's kind of reattach our functionality maybe, so that we can actually really remove this here, our old code, before we go on and do some more designing here. But I'm not sure if I don't think this is a little bit too small. Not sure. Not really sure there. But yeah, I guess I can live with it for now. But oh, we don't have a load button, do we? So where do we actually put the load? I thought about the eject button there, but where would actually be eject here? It would be here somewhere to the side, wouldn't it? So we actually need another button, like something maybe. What did that say I could use? Triangle, wasn't it? Triangle, and let's import that. Yeah, that actually doesn't look perfect there. It kind of looks a little bit out of place, and it's not really an eject icon. Maybe we will need to search for that, but let's for now or use something like, I guess there is a folder icon or something like that. Maybe something like that to indicate that we are loading something. Because as I've said, in the end, I just want to open up not a single file or manage a playlist or something like that. I always want this system to just open up a folder and randomly play music out of it. That's the basic idea of it. We may later on add stuff like a playlist and management like that, but the first iteration of this software should be just opening up a folder and randomly playing recursively tracker music out of that. Okay, so yeah, maybe we will go with this folder for now. So then let me quickly do something like on click. And how was our function called here? Actually, it was handle load. So handle play and handle pause. Yeah, I guess we can simply attach those then. So on click does handle load. Wait, what did just? Yeah, so I kind of crashed my environment here by putting in here the call to handle load, because what that meant is that every time this was rendered, it was calling handle load. What I should have done is put a function in here which calls handle load, which makes perfect sense, but yeah, I didn't do that. But what I could have done is I could have put the handle load function reference in here. But what I did was I put the braces there. So brace open, brace close, which of course made the system call this function every time this thing rendered. And that kind of crashed everything. So yeah, we now have this handle load there. What we need is, what's that? Square pause we need here. We need a handle, no, on click. Come on click. We want handle pause, and on play we want on click. We want handle play, and we might later on even refactor this and make our own components for those different things to handle all of that. But for now, I guess this is quite nice. So actually, now I should be able to utilize this to play music again. So if I click here, our file chooser comes up. I can open music, and it should, yeah, it plays. So I can pause this, I can play this, I can pause it again, and I can play it again. That's actually really nice. Stop, we didn't implement that. Skip, forward and backward, we didn't implement as well, because we are simply opening files at this moment. So get me pause this again. So yeah, we have something more actually nicer here, and we have our old functionality back. So now let's go ahead and build some more UI around that. So what I actually want to do now is I want something above that. So usually if you have a player, you would have some sort of information above that showing you where actually in the song you are. And I actually want something like that as well as I want to display actually the song title that is currently playing, or some meta information there. And yeah, and about the where actually this it's currently playing, I would like to display some sort of scrubber or slider or something like that here. And if I remember correctly, Shadcn actually, so something like that actually, something like, yeah, you can see something like that. I would like to have something like that just for the song position, so it can move along when we update it from the back end in the front end, or you could slide it to just select a specific position. And Shadcn has something like that. I'm just not sure how it's called. Is it called? It's called yeah, it's called slider. Okay, that's actually exactly what we need. So let's copy the code here again to add this thing. Let's go into our terminal and let's just add this one. So we are installing the slider here, installing dependencies, and as you can see, it has now created this component UI slider, which we should now be able to use. So how actually do we use that? That is something that is nice as well. You always have this minimal examples here, and you can check the code to see what variables there are, how that's usually initialized and stuff like that. So let's see. Yeah, I guess we will simply copy out this slider component here for now, and then we will adapt that to our needs. And I would like to have this above this one, but I guess I will have more than only this slider in there. So let's create a new container there, because I want to show some kind of labels sort of for the slider. So I want on the left side, I want something like maybe the current position, and on the right side I want something like the duration of the whole song, so that you can actually see where you are. Yeah, that actually kind of makes sense. So let's create a new container here, and we will have some objects there, vertically split. So we don't need a flex container here specifically, but I'm just thinking about if we might want to have some more spacing there, maybe Y spacing of, what did we do here? We had here 2. Yeah, let's start with 2 again. We can easily change that without a problem. So and we want in there, we want first of all a slider. Oh no, yeah, let's import that. But I copied that code, didn't I? So wait, paste. Yeah, there. That's the code that I copied actually. So let's kind of adapt that. So there seems to be a default value, a step. The class name we will not forward and stuff like that. We will just give it a class name. Let's format this for now so that we can more easily read it. And yeah, I'm not sure that we want a default value here, but for now, let's give it a default value. It's an array. That's kind of strange. Oh, I guess you can have a dual slider, like with a start and a stop. Yeah, we only want a full one. We can have a maximum value. All of those information will have to be filled later on by our backend. So it will need to send updated information into the front end. That's what we will do in the next session, I guess. The communications channel from the backend to the front end, so that this can actually be properly filled with information. But for now, we don't see any slider, and I guess that's because we don't tell it how wide it should be. So let's give it something like a full width there. And it's still not displayed. Why is it not showing up? First of all, we don't need this triangle import here. There's a button ref we don't need anymore. We don't need use ref anymore. Where are we actually? Wait, there is something wrong. Slider. Oh, the slider. A lot of Shadcn components are based on this Radix UI, and I guess I accidentally imported the wrong component here. So yeah, that sometimes happens. So if you are using Shadcn and you have a component that's behaving strangely, check that you actually imported the right component. And now that's nice actually. Now we can see our slider here. I can even move it around. We don't have a very good looking slider there because the spacing is completely off, but it's nice actually. So how could we actually fix this? I guess we could give this a margin to the bottom. Would it? Yeah, we could and we should give this a margin bottom. So margin be, let's do 4 or something like that, so that we have a little bit more spacing there. Yeah, that already looks a lot better. But now I want the label there, I guess. So How would we do the label? I guess we could simply do a container down there, which has class name. We want the flex container. We want the vertical position to be centered of the items. And we want... Wait, if we do something like justify between, it should actually make it, if we do... no, flex containers usually they already have the full width because we are not giving them the shrink property. Okay, that makes sense. So it will be full width, and now I should actually be able to do something like I don't know, 1 minute 30 seconds or 1 minute 40 seconds, and something like span 3 minutes. What would it be? 3 minutes 20 would be the full thing then. Yeah, and this actually looks quite nice, but I guess I would like to somehow make this more or less prominent, maybe. I mean, I could change the font color here. So there is something like font. No, not. Isn't there? Couldn't we do something like? Okay, this actually doesn't change. So let me quickly check how to change the font color with Tailwind. I'm a little bit color Tailwind. I'm a little bit irritated now. Oh, why is this? Oh, why is the dark mode off? Text color. Yeah. Oh, it was text. Yeah. Okay. So it was. I needed to do something like text gray. Don't know, 500. Yeah, and now it looks. Actually, maybe 600, or I'm not sure. We are using, I think, by default the zinc color scheme, so maybe that actually looks a little bit better. So, and maybe we could make the text smaller, something like this. Yeah, that actually. Or is medium? No, I guess we were medium. Is there something between medium and small? I'm not 100% sure there. So let's quickly check that. Tailwind CSS, quick search, text size, so font size. So there is small, base, large. Okay, so yeah, so that there is nothing. There is just small, I guess. Yeah, there isn't even medium. That's why it then went back to base. So yeah, but I guess this already looks quite nice actually. So we will need to make this, of course, all dynamic. It needs to update according to the position and stuff like that. But for now, this looks actually quite nice. We could kind of, maybe we should just to make it easier for us in the future to update this. Let's just put this in a little bit of state here, something like or maybe let's finish the design and then let's extract those information here into a state value so that we can actually display this kind of dynamically. But this starts to look a little bit more like a player, so like a music player. So I like that already. So yeah, we have this. Maybe we should have more spacing there. Does this look better or not? I'm not sure. I think it should be. It should look. Yeah, it looks. I guess it's like kind of nice, even if this is there. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah, I guess that's fine. By the way, I really like this integration of Tauri, which allows you to develop in your front-end system with the dev server of the front-end, in this case Next.js, which is auto-updating and stuff like that within the Tauri app. That's actually really cool. I like that. That makes the development workflow kind of like the development workflow in web apps. nowadays is. It's fully automatic integrated to Tauri. You simply bootstrap the app and it's working. So I really much like that. Just wanted to say that because I haven't done that ever, I guess, with Tauri. The last time I just built a quick shell around some web app that I already had finished up there. Okay, so now we have this. I guess now we need something to display which song is currently playing. So I guess we will have some sort of container above that as well. So let's create a container above that, and maybe it doesn't even have a style there. So what would we do here? I guess we could create some sort of we could do something like a header here, but would we? I think we would do something like div and give it a class name like maybe text large, maybe, I don't know, let's see. And give it something like I am the awesome mod currently playing. Something like that. And and it should maybe, first of all, we need more spacing here. So let's give it a margin bottom of 4 as well. Maybe even more, not sure. Maybe 6. Maybe there should be more spacing. 4 actually looked kind of good, I guess. And and maybe make this, is it called no, it's font, isn't it? I want it to be semi-bold, maybe? Yeah, it actually looks better, but I guess we could give it a text zing of 900 so that it is, no, 800. Isn't there something above? Okay, 700 is something. Everything above that is already too dark. So no, but 700 looks. It shouldn't be that dark. I guess it's kind of okay. Maybe we want a different, nicer font here. Which font are we actually using? So we are preferring Arial over Helvetica. What's this macOS font called? Helvetica Neue or something? Wait, let me quickly check. The font book. Let me open my font book app here. There we go, and it's called Neue, Helvetica Neue. Yeah, that's most likely the font that we actually want, I guess. Helvetica Neue. Yeah. So this should actually be the font, but are we actually using this font is the question here, because I don't think we are. Is this thing... wait, where's our... what's actually really opened up here? Layout TSX. Oh, yeah. So it's loading... it's loading its own font, yeah. So I guess we can remove that stuff. It's all from the Bootstrap Next.js demo. They have their own font there. So I think we don't even really want that. So I guess I'm not 100% sure about this anti-aliased, but why not? So is this now a different font? It looks a little bit different to me. Not 100% sure. It looks nice. Yeah, I guess in the end we can of course use can we now? Let me just change this to impact or something. Yeah, okay, so the font is definitely changing. I guess we will need to select some need font in the future. But when I'm seeing it like this, I'm not 100% sure that there shouldn't be something else here. So we now have the font that is playing. We may even implement something that it's scrolling if it's too long to fit in here and stuff like that. But, and we have our scrubber here. We have the position and the duration. We have our play, pause, and open buttons. I don't like this open button here. Did we miss something? Is there something missing that we need for the first iteration there? Yeah, I think it's more or less complete. I have an idea. I have an idea for this open button I don't like there. So let's try one thing. Let's try and move it up here next to the playing song. Maybe this looks actually better. Let's see. So let's take this button there. And now, yeah, now we need another container here, I guess. Yeah, now we need a flexbox container around here. So let's do class name flex and just put the button in there and this thing in there. Yeah, this of course does not work yet. So we have the flex container. I need items center and I need justify between, I guess. I want the one on the right and the other one on the left. Okay, and now wait. Oh no, I did something wrong here. I copied the how did I do that actually? I copied the text within the button. Okay, so yeah, that's not good. It's, yeah, that's, I guess I told it to do that, but I want it to overflow hidden for now. So actually, why does this actually break? I don't want a line break there. How do I actually do that? How is that CSS property usually called? Something like white space no wrap. Yeah, that should actually so white space no wrap. Yeah, that should do actually what we want. Yeah, we definitely will need to implement something that that plays this here, and we need to kind of ensure that there is a spacing between those. So maybe we should do space x2 or something like that. Yeah, I guess that will look nicer. And actually, I'm not 100% sure if I like this button up here. I think I don't like this button anywhere, more or less. But I like it better than down here. Or maybe it should be down here, but to the left, to the right, or something like that. Or I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. And I really don't like this symbol. I would really like to have an eject button there. But yeah, there must be an eject button somewhere in Lucide. I just don't know its name. I will research a little until the next time. Yeah, but I guess we can work with that for now. And we can style it in the future. We can give it a dark theme, even though this actually kind of should more or less already have a dark theme, except for those thingies here where I overrode the text color, which can easily be fixed later on if I do something like dark : and then put there another text color which is lighter. Once we are implementing the dark color, it will automatically flip when we have the dark color thing, and then we will see how we can in Tauri actually make it flip the theme according to the system configuration. I guess that will be possible as well. So let me show you quickly how this would look in a dark environment. So I guess we can do global CSS, and there should actually be somewhere the dot dark. So what I actually need to do is, where is my layout TSX? Yeah, exactly. If we put in here the dark property, it should actually, as you can see, it then flips everything around. And now, of course, our text is kind of wrong. But the icons where we didn't do that are actually quite nice working out. And yeah, maybe we need to tweak the contrasts a little, because I guess the button contrasts here on highlight I don't really like. There is no kind of border, there is no shadow to be seen anywhere again, because our background now is black as well, so we don't see the shadow there. But yeah, I guess we can. It's a start. I guess we need to make it a little bit softer in the dark mode. I want it a little bit softer. But yeah, that actually looks kind of promising to me, and I guess we can work with that. And yeah, let me just click here, and it works, and we can pause and play and pause and play. And yeah, of course, all of those sliders and stuff like that are not working yet, but I guess we will do that in the next session, because I thought about doing that in conjunction with this UI design, but then I thought that would most likely together take a lot longer than an hour. And as I have gotten the feedback that an hour is kind of the right size for those videos for you to watch when you have some free time and to enjoy them, then I thought I make this in 2 parts. So yeah, we now have a nice little UI which is kind of future-proof, and we can adapt it in the future. And the next time we will be able to, I guess, adapt this further, to connect it with our backend then, and to receive events from our Rust backend side, and can implement there based on further libopenmpt functions there, that we have the duration and the play position and stuff like that. And that we have all of this information at the running module here. And yeah, this actually is a very good starting point. I like it. So I hope you enjoyed this little non-Rusty journey, but more TypeScript and JSX and Shadcn and CSS journey here. This little coding session as much as I did. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. So bye.